All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another stream in the round of 32 for the Mania 7 Key World Cup 2025. We've got an exciting one here. We've got the United States versus the Netherlands for this. Neither of these teams will be eliminated, but they are fighting for their winners bracket lives here in the round of 32. I am one of your commentators, Toph Daddy, joined here by Sparky. How's it going?
It is going absolutely fantastic. Always excited to be back in the booth with you. It's been quite a while, so excited to get this underway. We've got quite a matchup here, as you mentioned. The United States going against the Netherlands. The United States but both these countries, honestly, need no introductions to the 7-Key World Cup. Mainstays in the scene, just some roster shuffles here and there, some name changes, dotting the landscape, but always excited to see both these countries step up to the plate.
Yeah, like you said, perennial mania teams here for this. Usually we'd see these two teams I've seen these two teams face off so many times in 4-Key World Cup. It's good to see them duking it out in the 7-Key World Cup this time around, but Netherlands have a little bit of a tough opponent here. 19 seed underdogs here with the United States just sneaking into that top 8 spot. But if I were to expect anything out of this match, I would kind of almost expect exactly what you see from the 4-Key side of things, which is the Netherlands is going to stick around that Ellen and hybrid area, and the United States very comfortable on Rice and probably going to stick with that through the match.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if there were a break point somewhere along the lines in this match. The team that gets that break point maybe delves down into where we believe the other team might want to reside, just to kind of start picking off some potential picks and seeing if they can test the waters of how dangerous they can get with some of these picks. And judging by how the rolls have gone, it looks like the United States is going to be protecting first. They're going to opt to protect the Korjak pick in this pool.
Yes, they do. Not terribly surprising, though. I'm not sure I like seeing a protect from a team like the United States. Obviously, I think it's expected that they're going to have two very, very, very strong scores on something like high score, but it is one of those positions where it's going to be an accuracy battle, and I feel like with the kind of physicality that the United States brings to the table, I would have preferred to see something like, Rice 4 or Rice 2 get protected instead. But, you got to stick with what you're comfortable with. And Rice 3, super comfortable for a team like the United States. Not terribly surprising to see it get protected by them. Ellen 3 getting protected by Netherlands, making sure that the least physically demanding of the long note picks that's not true, actually. I'd say Ellen 3 is the easiest of the long note picks. Ellen 1 is less physically demanding, but a lot more difficult to coordinate. But making sure that the United States can't get rid of something that the Netherlands feels very comfortable with makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And as you mentioned, leaving Rice 3 open leaves Rice 4 up for the banning. And sure enough, Netherlands wasting no time getting rid of it. Probably definitely the most technically demanding Rice pick in this pool, and understandably, Netherlands not wanting to see what the United States is capable of on something like that. And with the United States up to ban now, would not be surprised if they return the favor, maybe pick off one of these LNs from the Netherlands. But, the hybrid's also up for consideration as well. There are some pretty hard ones in there that they might not want to mess around with.
Yeah, I feel like LN1 is going to get the ban hammer here. Mm-hmm. I don't really see that as something that the United States is going to be super comfortable with. And there it goes. Sure. Shadows does get banned.
Yeah, we replace the quintessential Surf Chew LN release with Surf Chew Inverse. And I feel like that's a trade that a lot of teams really weren't really wanting there. It is a very much difficult chart to wrap your head around, especially if you don't have a maybe second person to kind of back up that main person that might be up to the task. But regardless, one less map to worry about for the United States, and we wait for that first US pick now.
Yeah, and like you said, it LN1 definitely has that kind of uncomfort levels that a lot of teams don't want to deal with, and we've seen it pretty much either perma banned or perma protected because of how polarizing it is. So not terribly surprising to see it gotten rid of right away.
Yeah, absolutely. So for right now, gonna wait for the United States to make that first pick. I feel like no real reason to go into the protect immediately. There's definitely some variety in this rice pool that they can maybe start to delve into. I mean, you have something like Rice 1, Rice 2, the quote-unquote standard Rice picks. Pick your poison kind of core stream versus speed, but with a tiny little bit of core stream here and there. I remember during the showcase, it's like there's some uncomfortable patterning here and there in Rice 1, but overall, I mean, it's kind of pick of the litter here for the United States.
Yeah, and I mean, if I'm in the United States shoes, I see a ban on Rice 4, and I kind of expect to see a Rice 5 selection. But Hybrid 3 actually going to be the choice, going with the tiebreaker-esque hybrid, so looking to make sure that they are testing the Netherlands on everything they can, and it's just over 3 minutes, which means that mistakes are going to be less costly overall for your score, and consistency is going to be more important. So I do like this pick for the United States for that.
Yeah, for sure. Just go up that maybe half step from the rest of the pool. For some others, maybe feels like a full step above what everything else has to offer with regards to the overall composition of the pool overall. So definitely what some would consider a risky pick. The United States probably has definitely has the players able to swing a good score on this, and it's really just up to the Netherlands to try and respond. It looks like they're going to have Freak and Draven X Herrick going up against Alter and Potato.
Yeah, I think these are the expected teams. Netherlands, for their qualifiers, had Freak and Draven on all 8 of the qualifiers, so I would not be surprised to see those two put a lot of work in for the Netherlands in this match. And Alter and Potato, very good hybrid players. Potato having played the early game hybrid for the qualifiers for the United States. So expected teams coming around here for both sides.
For sure, as we get this map underway, as you mentioned, this is very much a tiebreaker light kind of pick, just has everything thrown at you. You can see already from the build of these staircase streams beginning to rain down. Freak picking up the only misses in the lobby so far. Draven as well in the transition into the next portion of the chart, going to give the United States a healthy 14,000 point cushion to work with to get this map underway.
Yeah, and not only were those some combo breaks that we saw from both of the Netherlands players, we do see one of them traded back by Alter, but more significantly, I think, is the accuracy drops that came from that. Both players on the Netherlands side dropping below 99%, and even with the miss from Alter, still holding above 99.5 as the lower of the two accuracies on the United States, and that really is what's giving that lead now that everyone's back above 400 combo, and the lead should be stable around 15,000 if it weren't for that miss from Draven right there.
Yeah, we are later on in the map already, so misses at this point are going to do a little bit more damage. Potato does eventually trade the miss back, but definitely much cleaner overall in comparison. But that being said, a second one going into this little breakdown section, the LNs and the Rice begin to interchange a little bit more in comparison to the earlier sections, and it brings that lead back down to where it was. It's not going to be an opportunity for the United States to kind of balloon it in their favor. But that being said, transitioning back into the LNs, 3-way miss, 4-way miss, everybody missing in this section, but the United States coming out ahead in the exchanges, increasing their lead back to 25,000 points.
Yeah, a full combo reset from all sides. Alter the first to make it up above the 400 combo. Freak right behind them, and then Draven and Potato just now hitting that. So 27,000 points going to be the lead for the time being. We did see a little bit of weakness come out from the United States on that denser long note section. So we could definitely still see some mistakes and give some opportunities to the Netherlands to bring this back. We do still have a third of the map left, so lots of time for mistakes to continue to happen, and especially in some of these tougher long note sections.
Absolutely. So as we continue on, the next breakdown coming through here, we're going to see way more transitions where the Rice gets a lot more dense with the LNs to complement as well. Potato first one to fall through that section. Everybody else hanging on relatively cleanly. Freak back up to our 400 combo cap, going to lend some support to Draven at the moment as Draven finds the drop. not gonna amount to much here in terms of trying to make a dent in the lead. Potato finding a number of misses through the speed up section now, but still holding on to a comfortable 40,000 point margin here.
Yeah, Alter now hitting the 2,000 combo as Draven finds a few misses in a row, and Freak also matches that miss with Potato getting above the 400 combo, and now the United States with a huge combo lead, and that lead is ballooning up to 60,000 points as we get into this final quarter stream section, and that should do it. The United States will be able to hold on to their own point as Draven continues to find some errors. Potato trades it back, but Alter putting on the carry pants and getting the United States their first point in the match.
Very well done overall across the board. Definitely not an easy map to go through, and everybody putting on a bit of a clinic, able to get about that 900,000 score mark, and the United States, the beneficiaries of that first point, as you mentioned, able to pick up their first pick in this match. Netherlands probably weren't gonna want to willingly go into something like this, so no harm, no foul at the end of the day, and now they have a chance to respond with a pick of their own.
Indeed they do, and you could expect to see them going for their Protect. I wouldn't be too surprised to see them go in LN3 here. I'd probably stick shy away from the LNs in the right, or the hybrids in the right. It's probably LN2 or LN3 would be my expectation for the first pick from the Netherlands.
For sure, would not be surprised at all just to see the immediate Protect. Just to maybe kind of stabilize the ship a little bit, just go into something that they feel more comfortable going into against the United States. No need to kind of push the envelope as you try and get that first point on the board. But, I mean, they're definitely capable of doing or performing on some of the other maps in this pool as well. I mean, we can give them some extra credit as well. I mean, they can always just flip it up and go into the Rice, but no, it's going to be Hybrid 2.
So sticking with the hybrid, staying in that range from both teams. This one probably the easiest physically, so not too surprising to see them opting for this hybrid out of the two remaining. And actually has some pretty difficult coordination, which we did see the United States struggle on a little bit in that first map. So could be a point of attack for the Netherlands.
For sure, and they're going to need every avenue available to them to try and pull one over on the United States as we wait to see who from the United States is going to contest on this. Alter tipping out, coming right back, maybe just checking something real quick, just making sure everything's all right. And Logan going to be coming in for the United States to back them up.
Absolutely. Netherlands looks like they are going to be sticking with Freak and Draven as I expected. Alter staying in. Extremely good hybrid player, as you probably saw from that hybrid 1 performance, but these are the two teams that we should be looking at. Just need to wait for them to ready up and get the empty start command ready.
Yeah, I imagine the anticipation sitting in these lobbies is always...
as someone who's been in these lobbies, it's stressful.
Yeah, I can imagine. You start to wonder, like, what is going on? What is taking so long?
Yeah, it gets really fun when you got 2 minutes to choose a map after the previous map ends, and then 2 minutes to ready up after that. So you could be waiting a total of 4 minutes in these lobbies, and if you're like me, you might cool down a little bit faster than you want to and lose a little bit of that warm-up that you kind of need to keep, especially if you're trying to get good accuracy as these players are doing. So just waiting is probably putting a little bit of pressure on both teams here.
Yeah, it looks like Freak just needed an extra second, just making sure everything was all right on their end. You want to make sure you go into these maps absolutely prepared, lest you inadvertently give over a breakpoint before the map even starts. So hopefully everything's all right on that side. We're going to get into the second map, and we'll see how the players do here.
And here we go, right in the intro. All 4 players holding on for the time being, but it's going to be really important to watch when those coordination patterns start to come around. mixed with some of these dumpy patterns in the map that we're already seeing. But this intro, not too difficult. All players looking like they're primed to get to that 400 combo, just the accuracy slightly favoring the United States here, but everyone's still holding above 99% as we get into the first course here.
Yeah, with everything kicking off, all these grace notes, not the easiest to read through, but with that OD6, definitely gives you a tiny bit more leeway to kind of, I don't want to say rush your way through them, but when you're trying to coordinate everything going on, once these LN anchors start to invade both hands, you definitely appreciate having that extra wiggle room to release before you have to start hitting everything else around it. As we can see here, as we make our way into the back half of the chart, Logan finding a break on the transition into the back half, gonna put a dent in the lead the United States has built up, but due to the accuracy advantage that they've had so far, still ahead by about 5,000 points, but it is closing quickly as it stands.
Yeah, that accuracy keeping it right around 5,000 points, but that is some good news for the Netherlands side as Logan does hit 400 combo. Ooh, and actually a little bit of an accuracy break from Logan there, down to 99.2, and now that lead is very small. The United States cannot afford to make any mistakes as they continue to find a few accuracy drops, just about 1,500 points. One drop from the United States will be enough to swing this lead over to the Netherlands, and we have another section that's similar to what we saw from the beginning there, and that's where we saw the miss, but accuracy favoring the United States, starting to build that lead yet again back up to about 7,000, but Logan does find a break in this section. That lead does shrink down to 3,000. They're good. And with a chance, I think there is enough time as long as the Netherlands is able to hold on to the accuracy. That lead is flipping over to the Netherlands side, but the accuracy wants to play tug of war. But it looks like but a miss from Freak is going to give it right back to the United States. And wow, the United States is going to squeak out a win just barely on that hybrid 2 pick.
Oh, the slenderest of margins to play with there. Oh, it all came down to that singular miss. The Netherlands putting on a hell of a performance on that hybrid pick. It's a shame that they're not able to come away with that point. They did everything in their power to try and wrestle that lead back, kept themselves in with a chance with the overall accuracy, despite they were at a tiny bit of a deficit. Alter really stepping up to the plate to ensure that they could get themselves over the line and be in a position to take advantage once that break came through. But the United States definitely maybe needs to think a little bit about going into these Netherlands picks.
Yeah, I mean,
forward here.
We mentioned that the United States definitely showed a little bit of struggling on the more coordination-heavy long nut patterns that we saw in Hybrid 3, and that really showed up there in Hybrid 2. So Netherlands definitely has a way to kind of get into this match. Hybrid 1 certainly has some of those awkward coordination-type patterns with the long notes, though they are a little bit more straightforward. But both of the long note picks remaining also do have some difficulty with that. So the United States looking back at their protect, trying to make sure that they can get that momentum. Even though they did win, it is a little closer maybe than they wanted it to be on that hybrid pick, and just getting their comfort pick in right away. Need to make, if they want to guarantee this win, to lock down that advantage that they got from the break point.
For sure. This is, I think we kind of touched on it once we were doing the protects and bans, but this is such a volatile pick. Just in the nature of the BPM being low enough and the quality of the players being high enough that it can really just come down to pure ratio. V1SSs are going to be, I'd say, the mark to aim for if you want to at least be as close as possible to guaranteeing a win for your team. Misses are going to be absolutely catastrophic if things shake out the way we're expecting them to.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of those maps that you can't make mistakes. Especially as the team that picked it, United States cannot afford to make mistakes on that, because a team like the Netherlands is more than capable of taking advantage of a single mistake when it comes to a map as straightforward to get good accuracy as Rice 3 here.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that this map really doesn't have what we see in like later game core jack picks in the past, where there's like alternating rhythms, or there's like 1-4 structures, or like a burst here or there that kind of breaks up the 1-2 nature of the core jack structures. Maybe there's like one stream here or there towards the end once things start to get into that outro, but outside of that, you start, you lock in, and you're just tuned in to what is happening on screen. So anything to disrupt that, any misses, any mistakes are going to be crucial to keep to a minimum.
Absolutely, but here we go. All players ready to go. Freak and Draven staying in. Alter and Logan staying in for their respective sides. The same teams we saw for Hybrid 2, but no coordination long notes to deal with on either side. So the United States looking to take advantage of their own strengths when it comes to just pure accuracy here. And really, the place to look for in this map is going to be those longer jacks, and then the more constant two-handed jacks that come in towards the end. I think this beginning should be more. These teams should be more than capable of handling everything that comes for the first half, especially in the less dense sections, because of how one-handed some of the patterns are. But that ending brings the heat with some of those two-handed patterns and makes it a little bit more difficult to keep up with.
For sure. So we'll just have to wait and see. The anticipation is killing me. This build-up is so long, but before that, we get into the first drop. We start to see the real beginnings of what is to come in this chart, the denser core jack structures, and which of these two teams can hold their nerve, because this is definitely one of those maps that can really test the composure at the end of the day, because you know that your opponents on the other side are able to swing equally as good scores as you can if you aren't playing absolutely to the limits of your potential. And right now we're seeing it. 99.9, 99.8, 99.7, the lowest accuracy in this lobby. Near perfection for all four players.
Yeah, we still haven't seen any misses. Accuracy's looking good across the board. The United States with just pinpoint accuracy. Hard to beat there, but we still have a third of the map left, and it's close enough. The Netherlands are keeping their accuracy good enough to stay within striking distance of the United States in the case that there is a mistake. This map's note count isn't super high, so a single miss could definitely swing this if it does happen. But the Netherlands is going to have to stay focused as Freak does find a break there, and is going to give the United States a little bit of wiggle room going into this last quarter.
Yeah, and there's that one of a couple staircase runs that kind of break up the monotony of the 1-2 structures here, but everybody making it through that relatively unscathed. The United States nursing an 18,000 point lead. Not out of the woods just yet. We get into those two-hand core jack structures that you were mentioning as we approach this outro. Still definitely a chance for the Netherlands to try and make it back, but it's going to rely on the United States making a miss, and Alter picking up the one break for the United States so far. Definitely clean enough to stave off any potential advances, and they managed to make it through this Rice 3 pick. 13,000 points to margin. A 999 from Logan for the United States.
Absolutely insane score from Logan there, but they are going to establish a lead and make sure that that break point keeps their momentum. So that's 3 points for the United States. Netherlands does get a pick here, and I can only imagine that LN3 has to come out right now. Gotta get the protect in, because right now this is do or die for the Netherlands. If they don't win this pick here, they might not get another pick in this match.
Yeah, for sure. They have to make this count. Wouldn't be surprised if they went straight for that protect, just hit the emergency glass to try and get themselves that 1 point, nearly guarantee themselves another pick in this match. But it's up to them. They could be thinking how that hybrid pick went. Maybe they test their luck down there, but it's basically do or die time for the Netherlands. This is their most important pick in this match.
Definitely is. And like I said, LN3 feels like the right place to go. They protected it for a reason.
Yeah, there's definitely some deliberation going on here from the Netherlands, just wanting to make sure that everybody is hard set on what the plan is here, and it's going to be LN3. They are going to go for that protect here to ensure that they have a comfort pick to go into here.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, this has maybe, especially out of the picks remaining, you know, with LN1 being banned, it certainly is the LN pick with the least physical requirements, which I think is going to attack the United States in the place that they really need to, where the Netherlands can certainly keep up with this and keep good accuracy, and the United States might struggle a little bit on some of the more coordination-heavy patterns, especially towards the second half of the map.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, we have seen what the Netherlands is capable of so far. Just the singular drops here or there hasn't really been complete blowouts. Sure, some of the scorelines might not reflect it when you look back at the match report, but if you watch how some of these maps have gone, they've been in with a shout on all of these picks so far, as we see substitution from the United States. Logan subbing out Potato coming in to back up Alter. Unsurprising, I think they were there for the hybrid pick earlier. So, gonna lend their support against Freak and Draven, who have been the stalwart defenders for the Netherlands on all the picks so far this match.
Indeed, and here we go. MP Start Command comes out. Netherlands backed up against a wall right now. Need to get this point to make sure that they still hold on to life in the winner's bracket, or at least give themselves the best chance, because I mean, if I was in the Netherlands' shoes, I would not be wanting to give the United States break point or a match point this early on, especially on their own pick.
So getting this map underway, fourth one of a best of 9. It's a calm introduction. Start to see the patterns get a little bit more dense, but it really does start to kick off out of this introduction, and we're going to see some back and forth as the players begin to establish a bit of a foothold for themselves.
Yeah, and all the players doing very well right now. Freak, Potato, and Alter are having extremely comparable accuracies. The difference right now, Draven just a little bit behind the other 3 players in the lobby accuracy-wise, and that does give the United States a slight lead of 3,000 as everyone gets to the 400 combo mark. And no one looking to make any mistakes. This intro is, or this first half is a little bit easier than the second half, so not surprising to see players looking comfortable on this, but the accuracy continues to favor the United States as Freak actually drops down a little bit as well, down to the 99.4% range.
Yeah, I feel like the name of the game for the Netherlands right now is basically hold on to the best accuracy you can. You're probably going to pick up a couple extra 200s than your United States counterparts, but if you can hold on to that combo, that 400 combo cap really does pay a bit of a difference in maps like this, because of the fact that the node count on these calmer sections doesn't let you get back up there quickly enough. You do get some free time to get full credit for your scores before your opponent can, but with everybody holding on to their FCs in this lobby so far, it is really just down to the accuracy discrepancy between the two countries. 9,000 points in favor of the United States. Still catchable for the Netherlands here going into the last quarter of the map, though. Let's see how they do.
Yeah, we actually did see a little bit of an accuracy drop from Potato as well, and even Alter finding some mistakes here and there, but Freak ahead of Potato. It's just the fight between Alter and Draven here as the lead kind of stabilizes around 10,000 points. We still got a good bit of the map left here, but a little bit of an accuracy drop there. Down below the 99s now is Draven, in the United States bumps that lead up to about 16,000. It looks like about a 2-miss advantage for the United States as we hit the final few patterns. It looks like we might just see a 4-way full combo, and it just comes down to an accuracy battle here for LN3.
But is it just like we drew it up? LN3 being the one that everybody
except for Freak
we had to manages to FC. Oh, that is unfortunate there at the end. A couple of slider breaks for the road, but I mean, to be fair, the United States had that one basically locked up just based on the accuracy alone. The slider breaks at the end, just a little bit of the salt on the wound as the United States makes it a match point situation, and the worst kind of match point situation if you are the Netherlands, because it is now the United States' pick.
Yeah, and they've got 3 rice picks that they can go for. They've got the speedier chord stream pick. Not really chord stream, but it's a speedier pick. They got the slower chord stream pick, and then they've got a kind of mixed rice pick. Has a lot to deal with. Basically just a mixed bag in general.
Yeah, for sure. It really just comes down to which of the 3 rice picks they're the most comfortable or most consistent on. Because last thing you want to do is throw in any extra variables of like, oh, okay, I can play this like 95% of the time. You want to go for that 100% guarantee, and it's going to be rice 5. They're going to go for that mixed rice pick.
Indeed, they will. I think this map's really fun, so I'm not surprised to see this. Also, I mean, the United States has been kind of attacking Netherlands as far as like the consistency goes, and with a mixed rice pick, you have to be pretty good at a lot of different things, and I think that's really what the United States is looking for. They don't want to really give the Netherlands a chance to feel comfortable on something that's as straightforward as just a regular 230 BPM speed pick or a 155 BPM chord stream pick. This one makes adds a little bit of chaos to the mix, and I think that's going to favor the United States there.
For sure. We see Logan check in for Alter for now. We wait to see if there's any last-second substitutions, but it looks like it's going to be Potato and Logan going against Freak and Draven on this potential final pick in this match. United States looking very good, forward to the good, trying to close this match out with as little resistance as possible, if at all possible, at least for their sake.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're looking, United States looking to call a timeout here, which I believe is allowed.
Yeah, it is their pick, so...
I think it's allowed at any time, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's been modified where it's... There's definitely some fine text in there, but I think
the rules started weird. I think the rules were it had to be your pick and it had to be before you picked your map or something like that. And now I think you can do it in any of the 4 scenarios. It can be your opponent's pick, it can be your pick, and it can be before or after it.
Yeah, and it looks like just Logan needing something. Might not be the full 2 minutes that they are allotted. It might just be needing to do something, take care of something. You know how life can get in the way sometimes, but we want to make sure the players are performing at their best, and if they need to take care of something, we give them enough time to do that.
Absolutely, and there's the 120-second timer for that timeout, so they'll get the extra 2 minutes added on to the preparation time after they made the selection, and to make sure Logan is all set, got everything taken care of that they needed to. Don't want to see any mechanical issues come up or mistakes happen as a result of not being fully ready to get started. And Logan gets back, and everyone's ready up. Like you said, didn't need the full 2 minutes, but got everyone back and ready to go. And we'll be getting into Rice 5. United States looking to close out the match, bring out the brooms, but the Netherlands looking to stop that at all. It's caught at by any means possible.
So right now, just waiting. Looks like Potato and Logan are ready. We are just waiting now for Freak and Draven to get ready. Maybe taking advantage themselves of that timeout to maybe get things ready. And it looks like gonna see the MP settings, MP start command, and we're gonna get this show on the road. 5th pick, Rice 5. United States looking to try and close this out.
And here we go, Potato and Logan. First map that we're not seeing Alter for the United States. So going to be interesting there. But Freak and Draven, having played all 4 of the previous maps, like I said, going to see a lot of them for the Netherlands here. But looking to do what they can to keep holding on to their winners bracket lives here in round of 32.
For sure, probably the hardest remaining Rice pick as Draven picks up the first drop before the real streams begin to rain down. Gonna put a bit of a damper on their score overall, but it was before that 400 combo cap, so not gonna do the most damage in comparison to something like a miss in the middle, like dead middle portion of the chart. But the United States gonna take that miss and run with it to the tune of about 7,000 points and growing.
Here we go, a little bit more of a bursty section. Draven back above 400 combo. That is a miss before they hit 400 combo, so it's going to be a little less impactful on the score as one would if it were to happen now. And accuracy is looking extremely strong across the board. We saw a little bit of weakness from Netherlands generally on the accuracy side of things, but they're holding on, both players at 99.5, even despite that miss from Draven early on. And the United States just a little bit ahead, holding on to the mid 99.7s range at the moment. But that, along with the miss, is enough to keep a lead of about 12,000 as we hit the halfway point of the map.
Yeah, taking stock of the situation, very balanced team scores overall by both countries, just about 3/10 separating the two countries overall, with that miss in the back pocket for the United States, though, pushing them a little bit ahead, a little bit further ahead than just the raw accuracy if all four players were FCing. But as we continue on into the last third here, a bit more of the same, the patterns begin to calm down just a little bit. You're not seeing as much of a bursty action, you're seeing a bit more bog standard chord stream raining down as we begin to transition into the outro here.
Absolutely, this ending does have a few tricky patterns. It's a little lighter in terms of like overall density, but the patterns do introduce some pretty tricky mini jack and burst patterns, so it could be potential for misses to still come out from either side. 17,000 points of lead for the United States is still within striking range, but a couple of misses are going to be needed from the United States or the Netherlands to be able to bring this back. And the density starts to pick up very heavily here, and Freak going to be the one to drop. No full combos left for the Netherlands as we hit the final few patterns, and the United States might just be able to hold on as Draven finds a break along with Freak there. And the last patterns come through in the United States. Double full combo to send them to the winner's side round of 16 with a sweep against the Netherlands.
Very well played overall by all players involved. The United States being able to show off the full complement of their roster. Freak and Draven doing their best to try and withstand it, but unable to at the end of the day. Not out of the tournament just yet, just going to need to make that run in the lower bracket round of 16. So going to be excited to see how they fare against teams that are maybe closer in seeding to them, maybe can pull out some surprises there and make a run the next weekend. But with that being said, that will do it for this match overall. We're going to take a bit of a lengthy break here between now and the next match. I think it's about an 8-hour gap, so plenty of time for folks to do whatever they need to for the day, and gives us a chance to kind of rest and recover. It's been a pretty wild start to the start of this World Cup.
Yeah, it certainly has. That would be this match actually finishing off our Saturday block of matches. We've got 10 more left to go. The next one, as you mentioned, in about 8.5 hours is going to be China versus Mexico. That'll be happening at 4 UTC. It's not going to be one you want to miss. Very high seeded. I'm expecting some good scores, but Mexico have a tough opponent to come to. Do you got anything else to say before we sign off?
Oh, you absolutely know I do. Toph, I love the World Cups because they give me a chance to do something every single year. I love decorating my profile, and can you tell me the best way to decorate my profile for this year?
Well, what I can say is that for the World Cup, we've got the perfect decoration to go on your profile. We've got team banners on the Osu store. You can buy as many as you want. Buy one for your favorite team, buy one for your favorite teams, or just buy one for all 32. Any of the 32 teams that made it into the bracket stage for the Mania 7 Key World Cup 2025 have a banner that you can purchase and put on your profile to show your support for your favorite teams. Does that work for you, Sparky?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what I just found out? It is all for the low price of $2.50 USD. So I don't know about you, but there's a couple of teams here. We've expanded the format. Last year was round of 24. This year's round of 32. There's 8 more teams that you can go out and support. So go out and purchase your banners today. Show your love for countries that you haven't seen in a 7-key World Cup before. There are so many teams making their debuts in this tournament that would love your support. Show them how much you appreciate them putting the effort of getting into this tournament, and buy a banner today.
Absolutely. Go ahead and do that. But for now, we will be signing off. We'll see you guys in about 8 hours for China versus Mexico. Don't want to miss it. See you guys then.